Hello, Kipsters, and good morning. This is Mr. Wirt streaming live in your homerooms. Hope you guys all had an awesome weekend. I have the distinct pleasure and honor to announce our character strength for the week, which is curiosity. This is a perfect month for honing in our curiosity talents because not only does it help with learning how to learn, but it's also going to help with your STAR test coming up. So for this month, we are going to use hashtag I'm curious as our hashtag. Specifically, we need to talk about asking and answering questions to deepen our understanding. And so this is a great transition from activism is optimism, because now instead of helping others, we're going to be doing that also and helping ourselves. So when it comes to asking for help, there are many different things that we need help with. Help with schoolwork or life work, help because of an issue with friends, family, or someone else, or help because you're worried about something. And so what happens when we don't ask for help? I kind of like to think about it like quicksand. Once you first get stuck in quicksand, it's just your feet, and it really doesn't seem like too much of a big deal. But the thing about quicksand is, the longer you don't ask for help to get unstuck, the more stuck you get and the deeper you get in the quicksand. And so when asking for help, you need to make sure that you ask for help as soon as you need it. So we don't end up like the person in the car after the ride stuck in the mud, or we don't end up with a person who's demotivated and someone who's not showing grit because their gas tank is running on low and they're just tired and frustrated. Now we're going to talk about another reason that asking for help can be beneficial to you. Those of you who were at Kip Courage last year might remember this picture. This is a mountain at the top of the University of Montana, and it represents your climb to and through college. So what do you notice about this mountain's pathway? The mountain has a natural path. It zigs and zags across the mountain all the way to the top. And if you were to go up the mountain this way, it would take a while and you'd have to go back and forth quite a bit. But if you ask for help, you won't zigzag, and you'll get to your destination much faster and maybe without getting stuck. Now, we know it's not easy to always ask for help, and it's something you have to learn how to do as you grow older. The reason is because there are a lot of hiccups or things that get in our way of asking for help. Sometimes we're embarrassed to ask for help. We don't want to seem stupid or seem like we don't know what's going on. Or sometimes we might ask the wrong people. Like we may ask someone in help for math who is also struggling at math themselves, when really asking the teacher or a person who is making an A in math would have been the right way to go. Or we have a situation that's going on that's really tough with a teammate, but we don't want to talk about it with that teammate. So we talk to other teammates about it, and it ends up getting much bigger than it originally was. And lastly, sometimes we don't know we need help, but a good indication that we need help is when we're doing something and it gets us into the place we don't want to be in, like fights with our friends, or the wrong answers on problems over and over again, or maybe ending up on bench for the same thing. But asking for help will stop those hiccups, because in the end, whether you're embarrassed or you ask the wrong person for help or you realize too late that you're stuck, it's going to take much longer to get there than if you had asked for help in the beginning. In the end, if you need help, you're going to need to get help sooner or later. Ask sooner rather than later and save time. One thing to remember is when asking for help, you're not making it an individual effort. You're making it a team effort. And I know one of Mr. Schmidt's favorite things to say is team always beats individual. And this is so true when asking for help. The journey is always better with company. And so let's talk about some different ways that we can ask for help. It may sound silly, but maybe some of us haven't thought of some of these things. When it comes to schoolwork, you can always ask a teammate at your table for help, so long as it's an appropriate time when you're allowed to talk. You can always raise your hand and ask your teacher, or maybe if your teacher isn't available, maybe writing down your question on a note and asking after class. If you need help with a personal situation, sometimes you may need to just talk to a friend or a teammate that you know is a good listener. or ask an adult who may be able to share some wisdom. I know my favorite thing to do when I need help is to call my mom or my dad. They're super wise, and I know that I can get some honest advice from them. If you know you're still going to be stuck, say something. Don't just sit there. Make sure to speak up for yourself. So for this week, hashtag I'm curious, you're going to do this video. Thank you for watching. On Tuesday and Wednesday, in your homeroom, discuss big and small situations in which you've asked for help and what's happened. Now, if it's something that hasn't worked, that's just as good as times where it has, because then not only are you learning from the lesson, but also your teammates learn from that lesson too. On Wednesday or Thursday, one morning, discuss at tables one way you're going to ask for help that day if you need it. Then throughout the day, ask for help if you need it, and then talk about it and see how it went. Talk about it with your partners that next day. I hope you guys have an awesome week. Make sure we're really honing in on our curiosity talents, because the stars are coming up and you guys, I know, are going to do super great. I look forward to seeing you guys in the hallway, and I hope you guys have an awesome week. Thanks, Kipsters.